Hello, Virgo, sun signs, rising signs, and moons. This is your October Horoscope from me, Kim at Expressions of the Universe, and I got some crazy cards for you. Oh my goodness. So, we're coming off the new moon in Libra, which is bringing everything, or it should be, bringing everything into balance. It's about fairness, harmony, beauty, balance, relationships, love, romance. When I speak about relationships, it's really the relationship to ourselves, to others, to every living thing or non living thing with us, the relationship that we have with everything in the universe. So that's what our focus is on. It's about our heart chakra. And, you know, what else can I say? We have to bring things into balance. Anything that's out of balance, Virgo, which I know Virgos have a tendency to be workaholics, nose to the grindstone. I know this. Um, you have to balance it out with a little more play. Now, my big focus this month for October is on the full moon on October 13th in Aries, which is bringing all of our astrological signs into their home houses, which is also really special. So for Virgo, it's the sixth house of health, and the opposite house, which is the 12th house of hidden things, past lives, karma, institutions. So you really want to watch your health. Can you hear those crazy dogs barking? I'm so sorry. Really need to pay attention to your health. So I'm saying slow it down. The cards that I have are pretty crazy. I was picking 3 cards from the Hidden Realm deck from Colette Baron Reed, in addition to a crystal card and an animal totem card. But for the Virgos, you had a couple of jumpers, so some extra cards did come out, and I wrote some notes, so let's get started with those. Your crystal card is kyanite. And I love this because one of my friends was asking me, sent me a picture of kyanite and said, "What is this?" Kyanite. So I happen to have a piece of that right here. I love this particular kyanite. This is polished. When it's in its raw form, it tends to be really soft, kind of gummy sometimes. So it's very fragile. I hope I never drop that and lose that because this is such a great piece. What does the kyanite say? I have some notes here. All right, so kyanite speaks about mending fences, settling disputes. So it is very throat chakra oriented. This is also could be used for your third eye. Definitely a throat chakra stone. It's calming, it's soothing, and it's an excellent stone for meditation and attunement. It will not retain negative vibrations or energy, so it's perfect to work with, especially for a Virgo, because Virgo, a lot of astrologers believe, is ruled by Mercury, which is a communication type of energy. And kyanite aligns all of the chakras, the subtle bodies, instantly. It provides balance of yin and yang energy, which is so perfect for the Virgos. I think you really need that balance. And it dispels blockages, moving your energy through your physical body, but gently. So those are my notes for you. Once again, kyanite, Virgo, sun signs, rising signs, and moons. Get yourself some of that. About to kill the dogs. All right, your animal totem. Love this. And the colors kind of even match in a sense. It is whale spirit. And this says, trust the great mystery. And I do have some notes here. And this is to remind you that whales have been around since the beginning of time. They are the keepers of our souls. They sing the song of our souls. So if you've ever heard whale calls, If you haven't, Google it because it's pretty ominous, but it's beautiful at the same time. They're very family oriented. They stay in pods of their families, but they're in the depths of the ocean. We hardly ever get to see them. They travel around, they sing back and forth to each other, and many believe that they're singing the song of all of our souls, the song of the planet, good and bad and otherwise. And let's see. They are from the hidden realms, the depths of the ocean. And it says when whale spirit appears, it's a reminder that there is a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart. So that's really interesting. This is a great manifesting consciousness because it talks about what is in the hidden realms, and it's really interesting because I'm using the hidden realm deck. So you just have to know that the things that you are trying to manifest are waiting in the hidden realms, and you have to accept this mystery that they're going to show up when they're ready to show up and not a minute sooner. So that's a deep one. Now your hidden realm cards. Let me gather these up. It's a little challenging, and I just put my notes over here that I have for this. The first card that's showing up is the Phoenix, and it talks about resurrection and surrender to change, but it's in the reverse position. So that clearly tells me right away there's a resistance to change. I wrote down that it's time to let go and let what doesn't work fall away. There's comfort in the familiar. Even though maybe the situation isn't the best for you, it's easier to stay stuck in a situation just because it's easier and you already know that situation. So you just stay there and you suck it up. The fear of change is very crippling often. And so I'm hoping that if you can move forward, it's not going to be in October, I'll tell you that. Maybe you'll make up your mind come Sagittarius time at the end of November through December, because that's a sister fire sign. But yes, that's the energy I'm picking up for that. Now, the next card, a lot of us got this card, and it's the Cosmos. This is here to remind us that there's infinite possibilities, infinite abundance, infinite turnouts to our situations. You just have to open up your mind, change your perception that anything is possible. Good segue into your next card, which is the Desert Prince. But the reason why I said the Dry Prince, because this talks about dry spells or the perception of dry spells, but it wants to remind you how succulent plants, think about this, in the desert, although they don't get a lot of water, they are beautiful and they thrive and they survive. This is a time for you to be still and contemplative and drink. When you drink water, plenty of water if you can, and just sit back and observe for this month of October. So that's enough for that. And then the next card that's coming up, it's the Dragon's Duel. And someone else got this. It's inner conflict, morality, and a conscious choice. Now, it came up in the reverse position, but no matter which way you turn it, it's in a challenger's position anyway. And you know what? I think Pisces may have gotten this because it just reminded me of the little Pisces fish. So this is a fight, a duel between two people. to mindsets, to thoughts, like, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Or, two people just not getting along. When it is an intangible thought or idea that you're dueling over, the advice that I gave to the Pisces was the dragon that wins is the one that you feed. So remember that. So whichever situation you're paying more attention to, that's the situation that's going to win. Now, if you know for a fact that this situation on this hand is not good for you, yet you're still feeding into it, then start to give attention to this dragon, the moral dragon, and you have to make a conscious choice. And look at the difference in the lighting in my two hands, almost like, the light and the shadow. So remember, whichever dragon it is that you're feeding, that's the one that wins, which means whichever dragon it is that you are giving the most attention to, that is the one that's going to win. And I feel that Virgos will wrestle with some sort of conscious choice or decision all throughout the month of October. And then your final card is the Well Watcher, which is wisdom and power of the divine, but it is in a reverse position. And what this is telling me is you have run out of steam. So no matter how much your will to keep going is, no matter how strong that is, this card is saying it's time to shut it down. You have to go into a rest mode, and you have to contemplate everything that's going on around you, or even just stop thinking about it. I think this is really like a total surrender. Just throw your hands up. You don't even think about it for the month of October, if you ask me. Just, clear your calendar, clear your plate, and just try to recalibrate and rebalance everything. Nourish yourselves well, because, with that 6th house of health and the 12th house of all that other craziness, I really feel that if you're not going to take care of yourself, you're going to pay for it, by the time probably January comes. So please take care of yourselves, Virgo, sun signs, rising signs, and moons. That's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends. I appreciate that. Subscribe. Check out the new moon and the other Horoscope videos. Feel free to comment me if you have any questions. I may feature it in my Ask Me Anything video series here on YouTube. Comment me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and expressionsoftheuniverse.com. Until November, oh my gosh, you Virgos, you got a tough one, but I love you. Till November, bye-bye.